My name is Sean Hensman, and I'm going to give you a brief overview of adventures with elephants so that you might know a little bit more about us, to where we are now and what we're trying to achieve. Our handlers will show you everything about the elephants, including their biology, behaviors, abilities, personalities, memories, and their incredible senses over a 1-hour interaction.
My name is Joseph. I'm the senior handler here at Adventures with Elephants. I wasn't given this position by favor, so I was given it by the hard work that I'm doing here. I nominate who's working with who today. I give each guy every elephant. Then we take them out, do a brush down to check how each elephant is in a good mood or in a bad mood. Do the brush down. After the brush down, we do the morning exercise. That's a routine, like what they do every day.
My name is David Mupupu. I'm a senior groom here at Adventures with Elephants. Part of my duties, it includes meeting the guests, greeting them, and doing the interactions. There's a lot we can learn from elephants, from the sense of smell, the memory. They can remember for many, many years.
My only want and need was to meet these elephants up close, which I did. It's an amazing place with amazing people.
Guests are invited to meet the elephants, but as we pride ourselves in more than just a touch, feed and photograph experience, these elephants are used to educate the public all about elephants, as well as the difficulties and holistic picture of conserving wildlife in an ever-modernizing and overpopulating Africa.
My favorite thing with working with the elephants, I teach people about elephants. Most people, they don't know what's the importance of elephant. Their hearing, the sense of smell, how does the skin feel, how does the elephant survive, the breathing of elephant. Most people, they didn't know that the elephant can breathe 100% on the trunk. Most people, they say they breathe on the mouth. So I'm very proud to work with people and tell them about the elephants.
My favorite elephant, her name is Naledi.
Can't you do that? You can ask him.
Naledi dance.
Naledi, go for it. Show us the dance again. Dance one. There we go, Naledi. That's so clever.
When I taught Naledi to do the dancing part, so it was more like to encourage the interaction with me and the guest, encourage the interaction with human and nature coexistence.
My best elephant is Miss Bella. So I wanted to teach Bella how to lie down. She wasn't born to know how to lie down. Then for me to get her to lie down, I have to take her to a barrier. Then she stands next to a barrier and I have to put some keeps, put the keeps on the ground. Then she couldn't manage to get those keeps until she kneeled down. That's a good girl. Then I twisted my hand, and she also like she fall down. Then I give her lots of praise and reward. Then she ended up lying down by command.
So the elephants, they lie down only when they feel safe and secure at their surroundings. And so in the wild, when they lie down, it is more vulnerable because for them to get on the feet again, it's quite an effort.
In addition to the elephant interaction, our guests are able to do nature walks with the elephants, bathe with them, and even enjoy special moments with the elephants, such as weddings and engagements, and more. We also film with the elephants, which allows us to get the story of elephants through documentaries, films and news around the world and into people's lives and living rooms, spreading the education, awe and magic of elephants to people who are far removed from them. Our story started in 1988 when Rory, my father, obtained our first 2 orphaned elephants from the culling operations that were taking place in the Zambezi and Zimbabwe, where national parks were trying to manage the elephant population. Rory wanted large elephants to be released onto the game farm, but when the first 2 elephants were delivered, instead of getting 2 adult elephants like Jova, 2 orphaned elephants were delivered, Jumbo and Museli, who are only 49 inches at the shoulder. So Rory built a small corral and looked after the baby elephants like he did all the other horses and dogs and animals on our farm as pets. He then realized how quickly the elephants learned and wanted to be involved in things, and so he began the Hensman story. Time went on, and Rory got a bit of a reputation as an elephant sanctuary, and so people started to send us orphaned elephants or problem elephants from all over Zimbabwe, until the herd eventually grew to 12 elephants. So those of you who might have pets at home will know what it costs to look after 12 elephants. So the elephants began to partake in daily chores such as helping round up our cattle. We'd use them to check fences and even conduct anti-poaching patrols on the game farm.
All started in Zimbabwe. I grew up on a farm where Mr. Rory was doing all the commercial farming. There my father was the head chef, and I was going to school and then watching the daily activities happening on the farm. And when they brought in elephants, and then I saw, oh, there's an opportunity. So it came in handy when the elephants were introduced on the farm.
Soon, people interested in elephants started to visit Braeside Farm to meet them. Rory loved that people wanted to learn about the elephants, and so allowed people to meet and partake in our daily activities. Rory was approached and asked to get involved in tourism, where he could make a bigger impact by teaching people about elephants and reaching a wider audience through tourism. The cost of the elephants would soon be covered. In 1991, Rory started the elephant experiences in Vic Falls. Rory had to walk the herd of 12 elephants from Chinoy to Victoria Falls, and they covered an average distance of 50 kilometers a day. Rory then obtained another 12 elephants. The plan with these was to actually train them to help in the fight against poaching in Zimbabwe. The country lost about 35,000 rhinos in 25 years, and the idea was to team up with the anti-poaching units in the Zambezi Valley, where they could mount the elephants and be used as a natural 4x4 to track down poachers. Elephants have an incredible sense of smell that is about 14 times more sensitive than a dog's, which makes them perfect for tracking. The elephants were successfully used to track down robbers and find injured game.
2002, we were forced to move from Zimbabwe by the war vest, and then we have to come here in South Africa. But myself, I was left behind because I didn't have some papers to come down here. Sean asked his father, please, can you make a favor for my friend to come to this side so that he can work with me?
When the government supporters came to raid the farm, they say we're taking over, and then there was no option for the farmer.
Sadly, in 2002, they were evicted from their farms in Zimbabwe by Robert Mugabe and had to move to South Africa. Unfortunately, Rory had to sell his elephants to his partners in Vic Falls.
And then we came to South Africa with Mr. Rory Hensman, Sean and the family. Then we started all over again in South Africa.
And then the 12 elephants earmarked for anti-poaching were moved to Hoedspruit.
We worked there for some 3 years, and there was some disagreements with the owner.
Sadly, the partners' relationship soured, and again, Rory had to start over. He moved to Joburg, but soon received calls from wildlife reserves with problem elephants, asking him to take on some elephants which had been earmarked for culling. From a conservation point of view, we at Adventures with Elephants are terribly concerned about the state of the world's wildlife decline. Worldwide, 12% of the world's land is set aside for wildlife. 60% is set aside for domestic livestock, and the rest set aside for cities and agriculture.
The threats elephants are facing in Southern Africa is habitat loss and also human encroachment.
In 1920, there were 4 million elephants in Africa. Today, only 400,000 are left, a staggering 90% decrease in the last 100 years. So in terms of giving value to wildlife, you might find it incredible to fathom that many reserves in southern Africa are desperately trying to get rid of their excess elephant populations.
Like with us humans, we've taken all the best quality land for ourselves, for our cattle, our sheep, our goats, and our livestock, our towns and cities. So elephants, they're exposed to less and less and less.
Today, wildlife is confined to roughly 12% of the land it once roamed. And of that 12%, elephants are confined to roughly 5% of that land. This land is the worst quality, with poor soil that cannot even sustain domestic livestock or crops, and as such can only be financially viable through the wildlife economy or other industries such as mining. Now, we're trying to maintain huge populations of elephants on this bad quality land, which any farmer will tell you is unsustainable. And sadly, the elephant consumes 200 kilograms of vegetation a day and roughly 220 liters of water a day. Elephants are environmentally dependent and roughly need 2,500 acres or 1,000 hectares of land to sustain them. The impact on vegetation in these poor quality areas is considerable, which then also results in loss of habitat for other biodiversity, such as ground hornbills, vultures, secretary birds, as well as animals such as the black rhino. In order to try and alleviate the situation without culling, we're working on a project to move over 1,000 elephants to the Democratic Republic of the Congo, as that is the nearest country that wants this number of elephants. But this is also a $10 million plus project. They are literally giving elephants away for free. This is due to the other two sides of the coin when it comes to conservation, much like many European and American countries do with certain species of wildlife. The human population has grown from 200 million people to 1.3 billion people today in 2020, and is set to double by 2050 to 2.6 billion people in Africa. Sadly, most of these people live on or below the breadline and earn as little as $2 a day. So they will turn to poaching for nourishment or income, albeit illegal, instead of harvesting their valuable resources such as farm animals. We are big believers in giving wildlife a wide variety of values to a wide variety of people, so that humans are actually incentivized to want to have wildlife and elephants, and in fact increase their numbers and habitat space. A simple way of looking at the issue is by looking at rats in your house. We're sure most of you would try to get rid of those rats in your home, as they are deemed to be problematic. However, if those rats are pets and could protect you from burglars as your dogs do, you would probably have one or two. This is because they would have an intrinsic value to you. Lastly, if you could earn $65,000 a year from your rats, you would probably breed them, protect them, and give them more space. If wildlife made you money, just imagine how these numbers would change. We assist the local communities by providing elephant dung for compost for their vegetable gardens. We've also been replacing paraffin lamps in households with solar lights. Further, we have an elephant care project, helping children in hospitals with cancer by providing them care packs.
I'm Adele Smith. I'm from Adventures with Elephants. We started a project named Ele Care. That is basically all about the cancer children.
And this is Ellie, our mascot. So what we do is we go visit hospitals, oncology departments. We take the elephants to them by Zoom interactions. We give them 1 day of no pain, no sickness, no thinking about anything except elephants and Ellie that came to visit them.
So if we can take the elephants to them, except not touching them, but to take them to them, why not?
My name's Paula Arthurs. I got involved with the Ele Care project with family and friends that have gone through a very tough journey with cancer. This was just my small way that I could give back. When we visit hospitals, we go into the wards with children that are having chemo. You get to sit with families and just spend a minute with them and their pain that they're going through. We try and bring some light with doing Zoom sessions with the elephants. And I even have the privilege of reading the Adventures with Elephant book, Ele Cares, to the children in the hospitals.
We make care parcels. So the care parcels is like for the babies, for instance, a blanket, a towel, a face cloth, a baby grow, nappies, whatever that little one needs. And if we can have the community to help us with this, it will be amazing. We will be able to cover all the hospital oncology departments in South Africa. And that is what our Ele Care project is all about.
We also assist on the ground and are heavily involved in community policing of the area. We are involved in community work and conservation work and projects, such as having a light aircraft which we use in the area to assist whenever a poaching incident takes place, a security issue takes place, or any conservation work needs doing, such as finding injured or missing wildlife. A big part of what Adventures with Elephants does is research. And as such, our elephants are one of the most diversely studied herds of elephants in the world. We start the elephant on a mat. This is his starting point. When he's ready to be released, he'll release himself and he'll walk into the Y maze. So what happens is the elephant will walk into the Y maze, and then he gets to a critical point over here where he has to make a decision. So he can either go down the right-hand lane or down the left-hand lane, and the way he makes his critical decision is by scenting what scent is coming to him from the wind. So in the two cupboards on the left-hand side, there's normally a fan in there with some food, and we can put 30 cubes in there or 10 cubes in this side, and then the elephant will smell quantity and decide to go to the bigger quantity. We've also done preferred foods for the elephants, so we've seen which tree species the elephants prefer, and oranges and things that they prefer. Then we sprayed them with an organic compound, and then we tested the elephants again, and every single time the elephants chose their least preferred food. We want to use that spray to help communities who've got subsistence crops. We want to help save iconic trees by spraying those trees. And so this is one of the ways that we can help with human-elephant conflict and other issues like that. We work with a variety of organizations around the world and have published in excess of 30 papers over the last 10 years. We have covered topics such as elephant scenting ability, their welfare, skin, their teeth, foot pressures, milk formulas for orphaned elephants, vocalization and communications, hearing abilities. The idea is to use this knowledge gained to give back, and as such, working on a few conservation projects such as land expansion and migration routes for elephants. We also do DNA profiling to check on our national herd health and fully sequence the elephant genome and the translocation of elephants to the DRC. We hope to introduce you to our wonderful elephants and hope you'll be in awe of our majestic gentle giants and let them amaze you.
One thing for sure, I hope to cure my fear of these big animals and to have a feel of what they feel like.
I've brought my kids to come and have a close-up experience of these magnificent creatures.
They were so clever, like they could tell who was who, and it was brilliant. It's actually crazy how much they understand us, which I found really interesting.
Just get a little hug, like lots of photos.
This was a memorable, lifelong experience.
Very fun. We got sprayed with the elephants, we touched their ears, we fed them a little bit.
Absolutely amazing to appreciate how intelligent these elephants are, how they can take commands, how loving they are.
It's all about conservation, it's all about the goodwill of the elephants, and I promise you, you will have a fantastic time and you will leave here with amazement of these beautiful creatures. So please come here. It's wonderful.